Welcome to my October plans video. My name is Steph and I am your resident chaotic crafter. One craft just isn't good enough. Now we are diving into what I want to make. We have knitting adventures, we have sewing plans, we even, I know you're going to hate me, possibly making a headset on some Christmas sewing as well, which I love Christmas. It's my favourite time of year. I think it's fantastic. Now I do have some notes to keep me straight because I can't remember stuff. So starting with some Yarny projects, we are first kicking off with the Flax Jumper by Tin Can Knits. I am determined to cast this on this month and I have it in my patchwork duo bag. This has no interfacing or batting in, it's just a bag, and we have 10 balls of Debbie Bliss Cash Merino in Aran weight, and it is extra fine merino wool and cashmere, 55% wool, 33% acrylic, 12% cashmere. It's really soft and it's in this really beautiful blue colour. I do need to cake all of these up because that's my preferred method, but we're nearly ready. I even think I might, no, I don't have the pattern in here, but they do have an app. So I'll be following along on the app, I think. And she's got like 12 free patterns on the app. So I will be testing that out as a method of following along. So hopefully that will mean that it keeps me straight and I don't get as confused, because I have tried it before and I did get a little bit lost. But that was before that I was trying like my first ever jumper. I went and made a different pattern for my child and that worked out okay. So I might even knit a gauge swatch. I know, who is she? Like, actually, I'm going to be a proper knitter. I don't think I've ever knitted a gauge swatch because I'm not sure what I'd do with it. But maybe I will take you along for that journey of me transitioning into being a lazy, let's get it done kind of crafter, and let's enjoy the process and do it properly kind of crafter. It has only taken, 15, 16, 17 years. 17 years. So if you're just starting out and you're young, you do get there. You do get there, don't worry. It just may take nearly 2 decades, but you do get there. You do get to be the crafter that you always wanted to be. You just have to go through a lot of mistakes first. I don't make the rules. Next on the knitting list is socks for my husband and my child, because hand-knitted socks are the best. So for my child, I already have casted on my socks. You can see them here. They are 2 at a time because I want to keep on learning new methods. I am becoming a better person and I'm trying 2 at a time. I have another inch before I need to then learn how to do the heel flap and the heel turn and all that jazz. So that'd be like the next learning for me. And then I want to cast on 2 at a time, toe up, for my husband, because I've never learnt toe up and I want to learn it, and I want to learn 2 at a time because I've got 2 different yarns and I do think I will run out on the cuff for him. So I want to make sure that the feet are at least done the same, like it's 2 different yarns with the same weight, and then I can switch yarns for the cuff, so like whatever DK weight I have in. So we'll see how that goes. But I want to get them finished by Christmas, so it's like a longer term plan. And for that, I'm just using just really basic sock patterns. I think I'll link it below, the one I use, basic DK socks, but I'm using just the number of stitches and the needle to cast on the right size. But I'm just following along with the YouTube tutorial. So really for these kinds of simple socks, I just need the needle size and the right yarn and how many stitches to cast on. The rest of it, it's all maths. It's just all maths. You don't need a pattern to follow. It's just... So on to sewing projects. We are a year later. We are tackling the True Bias dungarees. I have them nearly cut out. I think I need to cut out some interfacing. I think that's about it. I have them on the floor. I'm making them in this gorgeous corduroy khaki fabric, and I know once I make them up they will be so well worn. I will wear them all of the time. It is the weather for it. I really don't know what has stopped me. I think fear of getting it wrong because I want them to be perfect. I think it's fear that has stopped me from really diving into these, but I'm going to take my time. I am going to try and take my time with these and not rush ahead. So having like a clear headspace. So that will be, hopefully by the time you see this video, I have made a good start on these. So they've got a relaxed fit, wide leg, plenty of pockets, like they are the perfect dungarees. And I love dungarees. Up next is sewing room essentials. I am in desperate need of thread catcher and sewing machine tidy. I need new covers on my little pressing mat that I do like my quilting, ironing over near my machine, and I'm desperate need of a new cover for my ironing board. I don't know how I managed to burn holes in these straight away. And instead of buying new ones, because I think it's a plasticky cover, it's like polyester, so I think I'm burning it just because it's plastic. So I'm going to make a new cover for my ironing board. Now I have this fabric here, but do I just do this because it's nice, simple, easy? I've got the elastic for it, like just cover my original one and just go that way? Or do I do like a super fancy quilted one, but still is possibly going to get burnt? Yeah, I would like a super fancy one that looks beautiful and stunning and amazing, but I think the reality is I probably will burn it and then feel sad. So I think we'll just go with this fabric. I have it here, and then I can, I'll probably overlock some of the excess fabric and use it as like for pressing, like a pressing cloth, and just have that near the machine. Maybe, hear me out, I can add a pocket to my ironing board cover, and then I can have my pressing fabric for when I'm ironing on interfacing and fusible fleece and all that. It will be attached to my ironing board, so then I'm not always faffing around trying to find it. I like that idea. See, this is why we speak out loud. This is why we're not scripted, because then I wouldn't have these free-flowing thoughts. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I will film that as well. I doubt it'll be that interesting, to be fair, but I will film it, and I will put on tutorial and dimensions and all that jazz. But for the thread catchers, sewing machine tidies, all this, you can follow along with me, because I know a lot of you struggle with keeping organised as well, and my room has slowly descended into chaos again, so maybe we'll do this together over like a few weeks, because I did start doing a series of like Let's Tidy, and then I got sidetracked, so that's the story of my life. And so I think we'll start again, and that means our heads will be clear for new projects. Now, I did mention the C word, I know. So with Christmas approaching, it's time my sewing pattern's got a revamp. I have a new pattern out, the Patchwork Duo. I love it. I even now have plans to make an extra large version for like big projects. If you've got a big blanket, you're going to fit it in here. So I have plans for that as well. So that pattern will get updated with those measurements as well, because I don't believe in, if you've bought a pattern once, you should then have to buy the amendments to it. So if I add on extra bits that I like, I will just update the pattern and let you know, because I do have other plans for this pattern. But that is the format I like. I like the cover, I like the way it's laid out. I would like to bring my other patterns in line with that, which includes my pullable reusable Christmas pattern, my simple Christmas crackers, my crowns, my cracker crowns, birthday crowns, whatever you want to call them, and my Christmas tree templates. Now, my Christmas tree templates, really simple, a few sizes. I want to include more sizes for them because I just think it's really good. But I also want to do some applique tutorials, because applique is something that I've always been really scared of, and it's really put me off. But I watched a really good video that taught me through the process, and I was like, do you know what? There is so much more potential in my Christmas tree templates, and I want to make some stockings with different applique methods. So that is some of my Christmas designs. And I also want to get a few, I don't think I have any solid plans for any more Christmas sewing patterns yet, just because it is October now, but I do want to make everything a wee bit clearer, and that includes releasing a sew along tutorial for my cracker pattern as well, but that will be an unlisted video, so you'll only be able to find it if you have the link. So it'll be people who have bought the pattern will get that help. Not that anyone's ever asked for it, I just think it's time it gets a proper tutorial here on the channel. My current projects right now are a Halloween themed trick-or-treat bag. Now, we didn't do trick-or-treating as kids, but we live in a really nice village here now, and my son has friends who are the same age, and honestly, I love our village so much. It is such a nice place to live, and there's so many kids, and it's a primary school, and it's just so community based. I love it. And I'm going to take him trick-or-treating this year. My husband took him last year, but I'm going to make him his own bag. So this is the internals of it. It's got lots of pockets. This is what I'm going to applique onto the side of it. It's a pumpkin face. I love it. It's got two different methods of applique. I don't know what I'm going to do with this square. Probably make it into like a quilt or something at some point. But I've been on the computer. Now I feel what holds me back in life, and what holds me back in life? I feel what holds me back in life is my lack of wanting to sit and do computer work when I can be doing other stuff. It's cold, it's boring, I don't like sitting at the computer, but unfortunately I run a YouTube channel and sewing patterns. You kind of have to do an awful lot of computer work. It is part of the parcel of that kind of things. But I've been playing around this morning because I was like, okay, so I need some smaller applique designs for this bag. I want like some bats on some of the other sides as well. And then, so I've got some applique designs now. So I think the 2-inch bat may be a bit small, not gonna lie. Definitely too small. And then my pumpkin as well. So I just need to measure all these 1-inch squares to make sure they're actually 1 inch. So they will be available as applique designs in A4 UK and US letter, because we all have different paper sizes across the planet. It's very irritating. But I was like, ooh, those bats look quite difficult to applique, not gonna lie. Why don't I I'm always looking for shortcuts. I am always here for shortcuts. If there is a way I could do something that makes less faff for me, I'll do it. So this is literally fresh off the embroidery machine. I only have a 10cm machine, so it only does 10cm square or 4-inch square. I don't have one of these industrial ones that does like a million sizes. I wish I did, don't get me wrong, I wish I did. But this does me. So this is, I just made up this embroidery file on the computer. What do you think? And then I can put his name across it as well. So this Halloween bag, it's a Halloween themed sock project bag. I will be taking this back. It will be my bag that he is borrowing. I don't think he has got this idea in his head though. I think he thinks it's his bag. So we'll see who ends up with this bag. I am not betting on me. Not at all. But I did open an Etsy for embroidery patterns, but it didn't gain much traction because I didn't give it much time, because it was just a hell of a lot of work with marketing. And you know I'm terrible at marketing. But I can easily turn all of these files into embroidery files. If you're interested, let me know and I will do it, and I will link it. I'll probably just link it below this video or another video in the future and have it that you can buy it through Fourth Wall, because there's less fees there. It's a bit annoying having everything linked through Etsy because they charge so much. But if you just want, like, I'll charge like pretty much nothing for this. This took me no time at all. So if you're just looking for some quick Halloween themed or fall themed embroidery files, just let me know, because I can quickly whip them up in numerous different file formats and sizes as well. I have that skill. I am good at teaching myself stuff, you know. I think that wraps it up for today's video. I have a few things I want to get done. And yeah, follow along on my various TikToks and Instagrams. Instagram, honestly, is just an absolute dumpster fire of a app at the moment. If you follow me on there, you will not see what I post. So if you actually want to have an idea, I would go on TikTok. I love TikTok. It's so much better. There's so much more community on TikTok versus Instagram. This is why I love YouTube, because there's so much more community. People comment and you get to have conversations. And it's the same on TikTok as well. Instagram, it's just not there. Unless you're paying to play, they just won't show your content stuff. So if you want to keep up to date with my goings on, follow me on social media, because I post on there way more than I post on YouTube. What are you doing this month? It's October. It is proper fall season. We have flood warnings out. What are you making? Like, I want all crafts. I don't care if you're just a knitter, just a sewer, just a crocheter. Let me know what is on your crafting agenda, because I am always looking to add more projects to my ever-growing list of projects that I possibly will never get round to. But I like having variety. What is it? Variety is the spice of life. It means it must be extra spicy.